What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about two fragrances. First one's going to be Vanilla Diorama by Dior. So I just got this fragrance in. So this was actually one of the first fragrances from Dior's Privé line that I actually really enjoyed. I first smelled it when I was in Seattle, and pretty much the rep showed me just because it was her favorite Dior fragrance. So she showed it to me, and I thought it was actually a pretty good fragrance. And I was considering actually picking up a bottle that day. I ended up picking up, what did I end up picking up instead? I think I picked up Grease instead. I ended up ordering Grease by Dior, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably Grease and Ambre Nuit. But yeah, anyways, this is, from what I remember, a like warm, spicy cinnamon vanilla. I did press record. I started a video before I started this video. My camera died right away, so I just changed out the battery and I'm redoing this video. I sprayed it over here, and I'm not gonna lie, I did spray it earlier as well, just because my fiance wanted to smell it. Well, realistically, she didn't really want to smell it. I just made her smell it, so, you know, that is what it is. All right, so up close, cinnamon. I'm not sure if there's some like boozy note in there. Let's see. Yeah, cinnamon, smoky, vanilla. This is pretty much what it is. It's called Vanilla Diorama, but I swear it's not the most feminine fragrance in the world. I actually think it's a pretty unisex fragrance. But let's go ahead and take a look at the notes. Okay, so top notes are orange, pink pepper, lemon. Middle notes are rum, cacao, cardamom. Base notes are bourbon, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. I'm surprised there's no cinnamon in here. I wonder if it could be the cacao? I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like this is a cinnamon, bourbon, vanilla. Could the patchouli make it smoky? Maybe. Well, let me see the accords. All right, so the main accords are warm, spicy, vanilla, woody, rum, sweet, citrus, cacao, powdery, soft, spicy, aromatic. All right, so let's see what people say in the comments. But yeah, like I said, this was actually a pretty good fragrance. Or a really good fragrance. I mean, I was gonna pick up a bottle eventually. I just come up one of those that you're gonna pick up a bottle of, and then you end up forgetting. That's on your list of bottles to get at some point in your life, and kind of waited to see if I found a good deal on this fragrance. Didn't really find it. This fragrance was also the last one of the Dior's old perfumer, the one I forgot what his name was, but before Mason Francis Kirk de Jean took over. So some people say this smells like, a lot of people say this smells like Shalimar by Guerlain. Shalimar's Millésime Vanilla Planifolia, or Shalimar's Millésime Tonka Guerlain. Some people also say this smells like Enigma. I've had Enigma before. I don't think it smells that well. It smells like a spicier. Nah. Maybe like, I'll give it like 20%, 30%. Some people say it smells like Tonka Cola, Tom Ford Noir. So as you can see, not really many. Like sure, there was like the Guerlain Shalimar, that's for women, but I think some men wear that. And then you got the Tom Ford. You got Enigma by Guerlain, Aubre Roja. Is that Fave Delicios? Okay, some people say it smells like Fave Delicios. Which I believe is a discontinued fragrance. And someone else says it smells like Vanilla Fatale. Or Vanilla Fatale. Alright. So, first comment says, orange rind, vanilla, syrupy, brown sugar. Not for me personally. Too sweet and lacking warm spice to cut through the sweetness. I would disagree. I'm not the biggest fan of sweet fragrances, as you guys know. Obviously, this is not going to be like an everyday wear for me. I would have to be in a mood to wear this fragrance just because it is somewhat sweet, but it's not overly sweet. I think it's balanced out enough with the smokiness, the spice, and the vanilla for me to actually, wear this fragrance more often. I would say this is less sweet, at least just in the opening. It's less sweet than Angel Share. If you guys just want like a baseline for Angel Share, I find it pretty sweet. This is less sweet than that. Yeah, I guess that's how you would say it. Less sweet than that fragrance. Yeah. Nothing unique, really deep, spicy vanilla, and very, very long lasting. Recommended it for winter and nights. Not bad for a designer fragrance. Someone else says a very easy woody and vanilla fragrance to wear. Is it nice? Yes. Is it groundbreaking? No. It does the job and it does its job, and it is an all-around pleasant smell, but a bit linear to my nose. I do not get any kind of rum or even orange, which I think could have made the fragrance better and more nuanced experience with this fragrance. But nonetheless enjoyable. I just can't justify paying the price the whole private line goes for in contrast for the fragrance inside. You got to pay to play. All right, if you want this fragrance, you got to pay to play. All right. Someone says fudging, amazing. Possibly the best vanilla out there, and one of my favorite scents. When I visited Paris for the first time, I used this scent, which I just got every day. Therefore, Paris and Vanilla Diorama are intertwined forever to me. And all right, we'll read this last one before we get to the next fragrance. The best vanilla forward fragrance I've ever owned. It's so smooth and addicting. I wore it to a work party last week and just got constant compliments and people asking what fragrance I was wearing. Definitely unisex. I feel it sits perfectly in the middle. It's not more feminine or more masculine, but directly in the middle. The fragrance lasted an impressive 10 to 12 hours on skin and had a nice scent bubble. I have yet to find a flaw with this fragrance. It's great. All right, so Vanilla Diorama, there you go. There's a small review. First impressions, more like a second impression. Yeah, I think this is great. Anyways, let's go ahead and open the sample bag. So if you guys haven't ordered from Dior before, they send you a little pouch with samples. And they just sent me the same sample. So it's going to be Oud Ispahan. So they only had these two. This one is pretty much just a small version. It's a small, tiny version of the fragrance. So this one, I'll leave it next to my Ombre Nuit Spirit, which is also a tiny bottle. So now I got two Dior tiny bottles. And we're gonna go ahead and spray this one. All right, so I probably have smelled this fragrance before. I just don't remember how it smells. I've smelled their entire Privé line, but like I said, I just probably don't remember how it smells. Plus, being, well, not at the store and spraying everything else, I actually get to smell this fragrance for what it is. Maybe I'll give it a wearing one of these days and I actually get to try to enjoy the fragrance instead of trying to smell it on the test strip and go on to the next thing. Oud Rose fragrance. The color of the juice makes sense. Like it really does make sense, and I feel like it kind of smells like what you're expecting it to smell like. So color of the scent, there you go. Kind of smells like an oud version of Grease. I'm assuming similar rose was used. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull it up here. All right, so well, let's talk about the accords. Accords are oud, rose, woody, warm, spicy, amber, patchouli, balsamic, floral, powdery, musky. Top notes are labdanum, middle notes rose, patchouli, saffron, base notes oud, sandalwood, cedar. It's pretty good. would I buy a bottle? I think I'm thinking about like MFK's Oud Satin Mood. I think this fragrance is better than that. So maybe I'll just sell my Oud Satin Mood and end up purchasing this fragrance. All right, so some people say it smells like Oud Touch by Frank Oliver, or is it Oliver? Olivier. Some say it smells like Oud Palau by Diptyque, the Eau de Parfum. Some say it smells like 17 Oud Mosaic by Banana Republic. Let's see. Blessing Silence by the House of Oud, or The Uncompromising Sohan by Penhaligon's. I'm surprised the ones that smell like grease. All right, so first comment says there's a very sour oud. Yeah, some oud scents smell sour to me, and not in a nice way. It's beautiful in its own way, but just not my cup of tea. Someone else says this scent and I just don't get on. Although I did try. It was a free sample when I purchased something else, and this one made me question my nose. On my skin, I cannot smell anything except the oud, and it's not pleasant. It's a not pleasant one to me, like animal pee. I was not impressed. Bars. Hopefully someone else will love it. I passed on it as a surprise in someone's scent parcel. I hope they like it and don't think I hate them. That I just either can't read, or they can't form a sentence, or maybe they did have a sentence and I just had a stroke. Smells like a generic old lady perfume. I get Youth Dew by Estee Lauder. This is about as both professional and sexy as an oud rose could ever get. It's a powdery rose to clean up the dirty oud and patchouli all blended to perfection. This is something that you wear when you know you're both going to dirty up some expensive white sheets and sweat. Ooh. I'm just saying, I never knew whether or not I preferred this over Oud Palau. I found a big bottle of this at a good price and knew I needed a big bottle, and figured it wouldn't be a waste of money to still purchase Oud Palau, until recently smelling the Oud Ispahan and Spirit Extrait. That one kills them both, and I will definitely be saving up for it. Again, clean but dirty at the same time. You'll read this getting compared to every other rose oud fragrance when it isn't. It's strikingly similar to Oud Palau. Don't expect something sweet here. Again, I say this smells like sex. Jeez. All right. We'll do one more. I recently tried Oud Ispahan, and I could immediately sense its death. Right at the start, I caught a slight hint of rose, subtle but enough for me to tell there is floral notes in the mix. But as it began to dry down, it evolved into a powerful, unmistakable oud. The oud is very prominent, bold, and leans strongly masculine in character. I won't lie, it's a beautiful constructed scent, but I personally couldn't imagine wearing it. To me, this is a fragrance that requires presence and confidence. If a woman wants to wear this, she really has to carry that bold, unapologetic energy. I can picture someone like Sushmita Sen, Lara Dutta, or Priyanka Chopra, elegant, commanding personalities, but pulling this off effortlessly. On my skin, the dry down even had a slightly powdery oud finish, which added a touch of complexity, but didn't soften its intense character. It's definitely long-lasting with a strong sillage, but it's simply not for me. If you're new to oud or just starting to explore it, I'd say don't start with this one. It's a full-bodied oud experience, best stuff for someone who already knows and loves the profile. I would agree. I wouldn't start with this fragrance if I was getting into oud. I think my nose is changing for these rose oud fragrances. I think I'm starting to enjoy them more. I don't think I really appreciated them before, but I think now I'm getting into crazy niche. Well, not really, but I think my nose is starting to appreciate ouds, and it's. I can see what this guy's saying when he said sour. But I think it's actually a really good fragrance. I don't know if I would purchase it. I think I would sell my Oud Satin Mood to purchase this fragrance, just to not have the redundancy of that. I think I would wear this more than Oud Satin Mood. just because I've had Oud for about 2 months, maybe more, and I haven't worn it. This is probably more for the colder weather. Obviously, it's an Oud rose fragrance, but you could also probably wear it in the warm weather. Really good. I'll probably see what happens with the sample. Will I wear the sample where, you know, if I run through it, then I'll decide to purchase a bottle, or will I just say I'm going to buy this fragrance today and not touch the sample for a few months, and then maybe wear it once, and I'll still have Oud Ispahan here and Oud Ispahan in the little small bottle. And that's probably more than enough for me, especially I have a bigger collection, so I really don't need that many mLs of this fragrance. But yeah, really nice fragrance overall. 2 really good fragrances from Dior. I wonder who the perfumer is. Oh, okay. So fragrances. The perfumer is Francis Damaki. So both are by the same perfumer. Yeah, with the Vanilla Diorama is actually they're both really different profiles. One that I feel like that I would wear more is probably the Vanilla Diorama, to be honest. But I wonder what this fragrance just smells like out in the air when you're wearing it, the sillage, instead of just me smelling it straight off the skin. I wonder what the scent bubbles like. So I'll probably have to wear this when it starts getting colder. It'll probably be a while before I get to talk about this fragrance with like a full review with the actual wearing experience. But I am definitely looking forward to it. That's all I have for you guys. Please leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.